welcome back to Celebrate Life on reggae.com. And today is the most exciting day because today we are going to be starting the proposal from the King. And so I present to you the King's proposal. No, I read it on screen. Not a show watching, but when we read the screen. People listen to my program, not watch it. They listen without looking on the screen. Ah, yeah, that's really looking.
Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
of Kings. And we are going to be looking at breaking down this proposal for the next 30 days. Yeah, 30 days until March 2nd. So that will be actually 20 days because we're starting on the 3rd. And I'm here to tell you that this is the love month. You know, we have Valentine's Day, and we're going to be looking at a lot of love relationships as we look at the ultimate love relationship between our Creator and ourselves. Remember, the King's proposal just chronicles everything that he wants to lavish on us as a dowry. And you know, in the Jewish tradition, they gave the dowry before, when they were having the actual betrothal. They would give the dowry at that time so that the parents of the bride would be able to assess the ability of the prospective husband to provide for the wife. And so that's why gifts were given. And all of these gifts and these fruit, which we discussed in previous sessions, are going to just come into that place of fruition now. So I'm going to just read just the first segment that we are going to be looking at. And this is how it started. Long before I laid the foundations of the earth, before I stretched out the canopy of the heavens, I was thinking of you, and I chose you to be the object of my love. Wow! Before the foundations of the earth, our Creator chose us to be the object of His love. And everything that He has done since creation has been a manifestation of the object of His love. And you know, I was thinking of you. I was thinking of you. And you know what we wanted to look at today? What He was thinking of and what we are thinking of. So today's program is not a days of preparation. It is what's on my mind. What am I thinking of? The Creator said He was thinking of us long before He stretched out the canopy of the heavens. Long before He created this earth, He was thinking of you and thinking of me. That is why we can understand that we were created for purpose. We need to take up the mandate of what has been provided for us on a daily basis, because long before today was created, He was thinking of us. And because He was thinking of us, then He made a plan. And so that is all I have to do for the first segment, because we're going to review the 4 rules of Celebrate Life. And they are: 1, know where you're going. 2, know your driver. 3, pay as you enter. And 4, enjoy the ride. So we are going to be looking at this segment of what's on my mind, what's on your mind, from this perspective. Know where we're going. We're going towards the acceptance of this proposal from the King. And we would like to know what He was thinking, because He said long before he laid the foundations of the earth, and long before he spread the canopy of the firmament and the heavens, he was thinking of me. He was thinking of you. What were his thoughts? So that brings me on to knowing your driver and what is the driver thinking, right? And here we know that he made a plan and he created us for a purpose. He was thinking of us so that we could be the prime object of his love. And that is why this month is going to be our love month, right? Where we not only learn to love our Creator, but we learn to love ourselves, and then we learn to love everybody else. It's possible and it's going to happen this month, if not before. So, his objective is us. And what? It is his love for us. So, every single thing he does has to do with the love that he has lavished upon us. And every action that he takes is motivated by love, and everything that we are supposed to do should be therefore motivated by love. So let's look at chosen to be the object of his love. We need to get up every day and walk in love as you take care of the business, and I will take care of you and your business. So we have, first of all, a mandate that if we look and focus on doing his business, what he has created us to do and to be, then he is going to, in turn, look after our business. But let us look at this exchange. We have been speaking about the exchange. In the past, we have been speaking a lot about the exchange. And, we always have to remember that this exchange has got to be a full exchange, meaning I have to give him all of me, or I have to look after his business all the time. Remember when Jesus said to his parents, I've got to be about my Father's business. And if we look after our Father's business 24/7, then he will look after our business 24/7. What an exchange! Because whatever I can give him to look after his business, it's just a fraction of what he can do 24/7 if he's looking after my business. So it's an exchange that we don't have to be afraid to take. And I'm just checking on the time because I haven't a clue where we are. But anyway, we have got to decide that is how we are going to proceed when we think about the exchange that we make. He is thinking about us. Why? Because we are the object of his love. We need to think about him and make him the object of our love. And then we will be able to draw down on all his resources. Because you have to understand, when the bridegroom comes and brings that dowry, and he is sort of showing us his balance sheet and what he has in store and what capabilities he has, what potential he has, all of that has been opened up to us, and we need to now decide, are we going to accept this proposal? The proposal of giving all of what we are to receive all of what he is. The proposal of doing only his business, thinking only of what he wants us to do, and then receiving his constant thoughts and interest on our behalf. So we need to know that we have everything that we need, that we want, that we desire for our best interest. Can you imagine living in a situation where the King of Kings is continuously thinking about my best interest, my welfare, oh my goodness. It's something to really not just wonder about, but we have to make a choice. So remember, as we think about knowing your driver, you got to understand and know what he thinks about you. And he says, I think of you before the foundations of the earth, before I laid the canopy of the sky, and you are the object of my love. Remember, when he created man, it was his prime creation. We could not compare with the animals, the fish of the sea and the fowl of the air and all the heavens and all the fabulous things that he created. When he created us, we were his crowning glory. We were the best thing that he could create. He never said it was good. He said, very good. And so we need to now walk into that place where we understand and accept that we are the object of his love. So let's just look at this one little phrase of the proposal and see what adjustments we need to make to line up with what he wants for us. And once we do that, you're gone, clear, because he only wants what is best for us. So we were chosen to be the object of his love. And so everything that we do needs to coordinate, synchronize, come into congruence with what he wants for us. So when you go to this break, I want you to think about this. Make a choice, because you have to make a choice during the break so that when we come back in the next segment, which is pay as you enter, you will know exactly what your responsibility will be to embrace and to bring into being all of what our Creator intended for us. So come back.
Saw a bird flew down this morning as if he's saying something to me.
Reggae.com, when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space. Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com, when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
Reggae to reggae, bun down bro mana. Make it burn, them come mana. Make it burn, one go oh mana. Make it burn, make it bun. Mm-hmm. Africa we come from mana. Reggae to reggae, big up on yourself, saying, I love, as I would say. Reggae to reggae.
Join me for Celebrate Life, where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate life on reggae2reggae.com. See you there.
Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody.
Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril.
Hi, we're back. And today we're looking at the actual proposal of the king. And we looked at the first segment of what he had to offer. And I want to talk about it again. It says, long before I laid the foundations of the earth, before I stretched out the canopy of the heavens, I was thinking of you. And I chose you to be the object of my love. And that's what we're concentrating on today as we look at the fact that we are indeed the object of his love. And everything he does from the perspective of being the object of his love. Everything is skewed towards what is in our best interest. What does he want for us? How does he want us to perceive? What does he have in store for us? And it's all about lavishing his love upon us. What needs to be our response? What's on your mind? He told us what's on his mind. He was indeed thinking about us, and everything on his mind has to do with how he is going to lavish his love upon us. And so we need to understand that we can't just come into this situation and not make a decision. Because, as I said before, if you don't make a decision, you have made a decision not to embrace it. But we are going to assume that you have made a decision to embrace this love, this unconditional, exuberant, abundant love that has been offered to us in this proposal. And look at the choices that I need to make in order to embrace and receive it. Because, so very often we ask for things, and then when it is given to us, we sometimes don't take it, and sometimes we take it, and then we put it down on a shelf, and it sits there unopened and unused. Now, if that is how you are going to address the gift that our Creator has given us, then you will not get the benefit. So the first thing we have to do is make a decision that we're going to, with open arms, we're going to receive this gift. And once we have received it, we're going to open it, and we're going to look and enjoy it. Enjoyment is in the next section. But in this section, we are going to look at what is our responsibility. Pay as you enter. What is my responsibility in order to be able to receive, to make those decisions? What choices, what decisions, what adjustments, what changes do I have to make in order to utilize and make full use of this gift? And one of the things I have down here on the top is keeping myself happy. How do I keep myself happy? It is not by focusing on myself. Just like how he said, his objective and his thoughts were all on you, all on me, then our thoughts and our intention and objective and everything needs to focus on him. You know, we often hear that verse, you know, I think everybody knows that verse. Once you grow up in a Christian country, or you went to church, or there was a church down the road. It says, seek first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added unto you. And you know, we have very often spiritualized that thing. You want to become spiritual? Then seek first the kingdom. Have your quiet time and have your grace before meals, and you know, do all the religious things that need to be done, and then you will become a spiritual icon. But that is not what the verse says and means. If we look at it in the original Greek, right? Yes. I was just looking at whether it was in the Old Testament or the New Testament. And when we look at it and analyze it, if we do exegesis, let's use another word. When we break it down, cut it up, and apply it to ourselves, then we will recognize that the issue of first has to do with priority. And then the issue of all has to do with all. The issue of all has to do with all. I repeat, the issue of all has to do with all. And so it applies to our physical needs, our psychological needs, and our spiritual needs. And as always, I have to give definitions of those three terms. Because I am a spirit, you are a spirit. You live in a body and you interact with everything in the soulish realm. That means your emotions with yourself and your relationships with others come out of the soulish realm. And that's where everything happens. But what is the genesis? The spiritual realm. And then what is the outcome? The physical realm. So everything that happens, not 80% or 90% or 99%, but everything, 100% of everything that happens in the spiritual realm before it manifests in the physical realm. And that's why he is talking about long before the foundations of the world, long before he laid the canopy of the heavens, I was thinking of you. And you are, have been, and will always be the object of my love. Now, how does that manifest in terms of this whole spirit, soul, and body thing? The intent starts in the spiritual realm. What is a good intent or a bad intent? It doesn't matter who is generating it, who is the genesis of it, who is it coming out of the third heaven or the second heaven. Is it coming from the enemy of our souls, or is it coming from our Creator, who only wants what is good for us? One. And then secondly, I was thinking of you, because out of the thoughts come the intents that move into the action. As a man thinketh in his heart, and I put my hand here, but I'm talking about the spirit. As a man thinketh, meaning the utilization of the soulish realm or the mind, generated by the spirit, which is where heart is synonymous with at this time. You see, a lot of times we think of the heart as a place of the emotions. Sometimes it is, but on most occasions, it is in the soul that the emotions emanate from, because the emotions are how we relate to ourselves. No, don't. Right? And I always keep talking about the fact that in the heart is where all the emotions that we have with ourselves, in the soul, is where it really resides. And every time we have an emotion with somebody else, it is a direct result of an emotion that we have with ourselves. No emotion emanates from outside. It all emanates or comes out from emotions that we have with ourselves. And so yesterday I was talking about that fact. The fact that the people who rile us the most by their unacceptable and, let me just put unacceptable, activities and actions are coming out of our emotions. Because you cannot have emotions unless you give about somebody else, unless you give them control. Your emotions are something that you do have control over. Why? Because God has given you not a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love. Because in love is going to get rid of the fear. And then He has given you self-control or a sound mind, so that your self-control or your sound mind can determine the direction that your emotions go. Whether you are going to control through that sound mind, which is also translated self-control, those emotions for your own benefit, or you are going to give the control of those emotions to the person who makes you angry. They didn't make you angry. You gave them that ability because you gave away the control of your emotion. God gave us control. So there is absolutely no way that I can say, I couldn't help it, because God says, I have not given you a spirit of fear. When you have a spirit of fear, it came from the enemy, not from the throne room. But what has He given us to counteract this spirit of fear? The spirit of love. So we have the spirit of love and the spirit of control, so that we can decide who to give that to. So we're going to expand on this in our last segment coming up, which is when we are going to show you how to use that spirit of love to enjoy the ride. So come back.
Trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind, a new wind that's gonna blow. It's the raining of the heathen coming down on my people.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Join me for Celebrate Life, where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. See you there. Join me for Celebrate.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
In the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind.
On reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sherille Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sherille Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sherille.
Enjoy the ride. That's our fourth segment, and we're into this segment right now. And we are looking at how we can look at paying as you enter, what our contribution is to this whole mix, and how we can use it to enjoy the ride, celebrate the journey. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. He has chosen us to be the object of his love. And in order for us to really embrace this, we have to make the total exchange. You're giving him everything, looking after his business 24/7. And then he will look after your business 24/7. What an amazing exchange. I mean, I don't understand how anybody can refuse a proposal like that. Because when I think about the fact that God is looking after everything about me and what I need to do to have the resources that I need, then I can focus on looking after what He wants me to do. And so, keeping myself happy is this segment that we are into. Loving God in any state that we are in. That is how we have contentment. It says in every state there to be content. That must be my objective. I don't care whether it is a state of suffering, it is a state of loss, it is a state of abuse, it is a state of, well, I am here to tell you. All of us, come unto man. We go through all of these stresses, but God is faithful. No stress take me up. Come unto man. God is faithful. He will not allow you to be stressed above that which we are able, but with the stress, make a way of escape. Why? Because before the foundations of the earth, He was thinking of me. And I am the object of His love. And so I just wanted to just mention one other concept about seeking Him first. One of the things about seeking Him first is that we have to remember that we have got to die to ourselves. And one of the parables really speak very clearly to it. It's not one of the parables. It's just one of the quotations of the Master. He said, unless a grain of wheat fall into the ground and dies, it remains alone. So if we want to reproduce fruit, and if we want to embrace gifts, go and watch that program, reproducing fruit out of the empowerment that He has given us, what we have to do, that's the only thing we are called to do. Reproduce fruit. Joy, peace, love, patience, love. Not going over that program. Why? So that we can utilize the gifts that He has given us. And my goodness, every gift that occurs in Romans 12 and 1 Corinthians 12 is available for us because they are all a part of the Great Commission. We need to develop those fruit, but we cannot develop those fruit if we don't fall into the ground as a grain of wheat and die to sin, so that we can be alive unto God and available for Him. Because He says, when that wheat dies in the ground, then it springs back up and it now becomes a plant, one grain of wheat. And I am here to tell you, hundreds is gone. Wheat, thousands. Because I used to be a farmer. I still am a farmer. After all, I'm a backyard garden and so on. Thousands of grains come off of that one grain of dead wheat. Once you remain alive to yourself and to your own needs and your own, there's no multiplication. Multiplication comes out of death and out of loss and out of lack and out of stress and out of sickness and out of, you understand how this thing goes? So when these things face you, you've got to count it all joy and respond with joy. So that's how we enjoy the ride. Because if we don't have that attitude towards it, absolutely no way you are going to enjoy that ride. You're just going to be stressed trying to provide for yourself. And that is not our objective. Our objective is to use every bit of time returning the emotion that He lavishes on us. He says, you are the object of my love. And if I decide that I am going to make Him the object of my love, what does it say? If you love me, you will obey my commandments. And my commandments are not grievous. My yoke is easy. My burden is light. You see, when you embrace and engage in these things, the heaviness and the weights disappear immediately. Immediately, not 2 minutes after. The minute you decide to embrace His gifts, free gifts, then the weights disappear. So for those of you, not us, those of you who are laboring under the oppression of the horrible things that are happening in our society, in our Jamaica, it's unbelievable what is going on. However, if you are laboring under the oppression there, then maybe you need to take that yoke and that weight and give it to Him, and instead of concentrating on doing what you can here, there, out these fires, which is going to be an impossible task, then we need to concentrate on making Him the object of our love. It sounds as a pian. It sounds as if to say, so wait, you're going to leave all of this important work to go lavish your love on Him? How is that going to help? I will tell you how it is going to help. This is how it helps. As we become the object of his love. And we let him become the object of our love. Then we have to concentrate on one thing. And it's so much easier to do one thing than to do the myriad of other things that keep drawing at us. So as we do that one thing, you know what happens? He gets together all his resources in the supernatural spiritual realm, and he sends them in and directs you how to be a channel for them. It's not what you're going to do, it is what you're going to be. A channel for his love to flow through you to every single solitary situation that you face. I mean, I cannot tell you the situations that I face on a daily basis because, I mean, whenever I talk about them, I have to cry. And I think I've shed enough tears. So, what I can do is avail myself as a channel so that as his love flows through me, it's one of those, you know, those hoses that they sell for irrigation, and they have holes all along, and it's supposed, you know, the water flows through, but the water permeates through the holes, and just everything around it just get a whole heap of water. Well, that is the channel that he wants you to be. So as he throws his love and it permeates through you, it doesn't permeate. It flows through you. It permeates through all those little holes. And you get totally soaked from inside with his love. And then that oozes out through your holes, your pores. And it is like, remember I spoke about liquid love a couple of days ago. This liquid love just oozes out of you to every dysfunctional, frustrating, annoying entity and person that you have anything to do with. And so you don't have to walk around with the burden because he took the burden and we no longer have to have that burden. We put our burdens on him. And then we follow his instructions because I'm here to tell you, his methodology is not our methodology. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And because we cannot attain unto them, we just need to relax and surrender into his arms because we are the object of his love. And how do we surrender into his arms? We make him the object of our love. And I'm here to tell you, it's a wonderful place to live. It's called the secret place of the Most High. You know, there are a few persons that I really look up to who live in the secret place. And I try to live in the secret place as much as I can. Every time I recognize that there is a frustration, there is something that is pulling me down, I just say, whoops, 1 John 1:9. Lord, forgive me. You are faithful to cleanse me from all unrighteousness and to restore me instantly. And so I live at that place. When these things are weighing you down, within 60 seconds, boy, I ain't staying down for 60 seconds. Back up, right? I might vent, but I am back up in tutus, right? And that's what I encourage you to do, because if you have a choice between laboring under the weight of the challenges of this life and making him the object of your love and giving him those challenges so that he can use you as a channel to be the solution, why would you choose anything else? You know, I get emails from people who are focused all over the place. They focus on their project. for restoring the physical health of the world. They are focused on their project to restore the psychological problems of this world. They think it is their mandate to restore the spirits of this world. And they don't understand that all I need to do is be a disciple, follow back on him, live in his shadow. When he says go here, you go here. When he says go there, you go there. But guess what? It's intact all the time. Because your foundation for doing this is love. Then you always are able to maintain, retain, sustain your joy, which is your strength. That's why it says, the joy of the Lord is my strength. It's not that issue that you put on the joy so that it gives you strength. It is almost that joy and strength are synonymous. When you are able to respond in joy to every situation, then you're also responding in his strength, because it is recognizing out of your weakness that you are strong. And boy, as we move into this realm, I just want to encourage you, because we're at the end of our program, that this is the only way that we can enjoy the ride. So remember, before I stretched out the canopy of the heavens, before I laid the foundations of the world, I was thinking of you. And you are the object of my love. Let's make him the object of our love, so that we can enjoy this journey that we have to go until he comes to take us out of it. I don't know if it's, I don't want to use that term, but you know what I mean. Until we transition from this joy to the next joy as we look at the King's proposal. See you tomorrow for more of the same. On Celebrate Life on reggae.com. See you tomorrow.